Boy, thank God it's Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Okay. I don't want to be, I don't know, what is it, blasphemous or whatever. What does God have to do with it? But everything, I think, actually. So thank goodness it's Friday. We were ready to come on a while ago. This is not an excuse. I'm telling you the truth. Okay. So look, we have a lot. Let me tell you what we have planned for you, and I'll tell you what happened. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Don Lemon Show. It is Friday. Let us know where you're streaming from. It is a beautiful day in New York City. It's not so hot. It's gorgeous. Let me know if you got rain, if you have sun. Let us know. It's a summer day. Okay. It's a summer day, and we have to talk about craziness. I'm going to try to do it and not depress you, so that you can go into your weekend with some hope, okay? And there is hope. Trust me, there is hope. Okay, so we have this very special episode. It is Hot Topics. This is true Hot Topics. We have updates on the Epstein files, major developments in corporate media kowtowing to the Trump administration. The Macrons, the first family, so to speak, of France, suing Candace Owens. She's playing a very dangerous game. She's a repugnant person, you know that. And we have Chuck E. Cheese getting arrested. Also, Donald Trump in bed with Satan, literally. We'll explain. And then we have an update. Did you guys see that Florida traffic stop that went viral? The traffic stop heard around the world. There's new information on that traffic stop. And we're going to be joined in a bit by an attorney who can talk to us about what is going on with Candace Owens and whether Candace Owens is going to have the day she deserves. Okay, so, but as we were getting ready to go on the air, and I haven't even seen all of this, Donald Trump is now, so much for not wanting people to discuss Jeffrey Epstein. Stop talking about it. I'm not concerned. That is the first thing he's talked about this morning as we were getting ready to go on the air. So first up, here's Donald Trump being asked, I believe this is the first one we're going to play. This is about the possible pardon of Ghislaine Maxwell, because you know Todd Blanche, who is the Deputy Attorney General to the United States, met with her yesterday, Ghislaine Maxwell, at a courthouse near the prison where she is being held. And there's a second date today. So here is President Trump speaking about it.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if
it's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out, sir.
Why has the dollar?
I hadn't, but the reporter said I wouldn't rule it out. He just, it's something that I haven't thought about it. And then he was, I think, asked, and again, I have not seen these, so I think the reporter said he didn't say that he would consider it, right? He said, or he didn't say he would rule it out. I think the reporter said, but you wouldn't rule it out. Maybe he shook his head. Okay. Here's the president again.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not?
Okay, now he wants to talk about Bill Clinton. Let me just explain something to Donald Trump. Bill Clinton is not the president of the United States anymore. And if Bill Clinton did something wrong, then Bill Clinton should suffer the consequences of it. It's just that simple. So you don't have to keep pointing to other people. We're not concerned about other people. We're concerned about you. You. What about you? You never went to the island, but what about the other things? So if you never went to the island and you have nothing to hide, then why aren't you releasing the files? No one gives a shit about Bill Clinton anymore. No one cares. And I mean that in the sense that if Bill Clinton did something wrong, then he should suffer the consequences, whatever those are. But Bill Clinton is not the president of the United States anymore. Bill Clinton has no say, jurisdiction of anything, of releasing any files, nothing, or as we say, nothing. So this deflection is nothing. And it is obvious that you're lying about you're hiding something. I'm not saying that look, anything that has to do with, underage, anything. I'm just saying you're lying and hiding something as it relates to these files. Are you embarrassed because you have a connection that you're mentioned so many times? Do you have friends in there? What is it? Or that you can't control this forest fire that is engulfing you? So, like, what is it? That's the thing. And why are you mentioning Bill Clinton? Nobody cares. That's why I've been telling you guys again. I'll say it every single day until this comes to its fruition. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Tremaine Teal. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Lather, rinse, repeat. There is a saying in the entertainment business. There's also a saying in the news business. If something is working, then you keep doing it. I guess it's in every business. People are just, the news is what's new. And that's why I am bringing you the new stuff. That's what it's in the title. So the new stuff that is happening is Donald Trump is in flames over Jeffrey Epstein. He cannot, every question is about Jeffrey Epstein, and I love it. It should be about Jeffrey Epstein. And he goes, what you should be talking about, and every time he does that, they'll go, but wait, why don't you want us to talk about Epstein? And that's going to be the next. You should be talking about Larry Summers and the hedge fund guys or whatever. And then it's going to be, well, why don't you want to talk about Epstein? Amazing, right? And that's how it should be. What else is he talking about? Here it is.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday? I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot.
Okay, pause, please. Pause it and back it up, because on it. How many times are we going to hear this? Never met him. Don't know who it is. Don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there. What? And then you get the pictures and the video. And it wasn't a friend. And then the video of him and Epstein hanging out and whatever. Epstein at his wedding. Don't know him. What? I have no idea. I've never went to Epstein Island. Okay. Should folks believe that? I don't know. I'm just saying. There's a lot of there's a lot of denying and not much proof of the actual legitimacy of the denial. It's the other thing. And whoever said in the chat that, oh, there it is, gaslighting, Selena. The gaslighting is crazy. Donald Trump, even your own supporters, even the people who have just, and I'm going to show you, even the people who have just been carrying your water for decades, for years, are now saying, this guy's full of shit. Now, why is he here? He's doing his denial thing. Why doesn't he just say, well, that would be bad for us, but why doesn't he just say, next question, not discussing? Something's up. Keep going.
Write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday? I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats.
Okay, pause. Everything is fake with that administration. What is he to what administration? He's the administration right now. Everything's fake with the Democrats. The Democrats have not lied about anything as it relates to the Jeffrey Epstein thing. This has been a MAGA Republican conservative, a cause celeb, if you want to call it that they have just been pushing. They have just been enamored and obsessed with the Jeffrey Epstein thing. And now he's trying to blame it on the other administration. Leave him alone. He walked naked through the desert for us. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that. That made my day. So, and now he's pointing to the dossier in Russia. What the thing is that what people, and why don't the reporters do this? I think one of them may have. No, it was Barack Obama, I believe, in the thing. Because the Russia report actually showed interference and how Russia interfered in the election. And it showed a connection between Russia and the administration, reportedly through the thing, through the finding. It was Bill Barr who tainted the findings of the Russia report. And he got the person who writes the first draft sets the narrative and the tone. So had an objective person written the first draft or would have come out and given the findings of the actual Mueller report, it would have been a lot different. The person who writes the first draft sets the narrative and the tone, because everybody else just kind of follows. Oh, wow, Bill Barr said this. Oh, there's nothing in there. There's nothing. And then when you actually read it, you're like, well, yeah, there's a whole lot of something in here for people who actually read the Mueller report. Let's just be factual about that. So why is he going to this? Because he's deflecting. Again, I'm preaching. You guys already know, but let's keep going.
What they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people.
Every accusation is a confession. They're a bunch of sick people. What is he saying? Donald Trump, I mean, look, the Democrats who are, well, not really the ones who are in power, are the ones who just relinquished power, who were just in the White House before. They don't have shit to do with Jeffrey Epstein. They're not the sick folks. They're not mentioned. You're the one who's mentioned with someone who was arrested and went to jail for it. There wasn't an actual trial. He died before then, according to the brother. The brother's not so sure about how that actually happened. You guys know what the brother says. He thinks that something happened between, I'm just saying. So the sickos and all of that, who's the real sicko? Every accusation is a confession. More of Donald Trump, do we?
One more.
Let's listen.
What are you hoping Todd Blanche gets out of his meetings with Eli Maxwell?
Well, I don't know about the meeting. I know it's taking place, and he's a fantastic man. He's a great attorney, and people should really focus on how well the country's doing, or they should focus on the fact that Barack Hussein Obama led a coup, or they should focus on the fact that Larry Summers from Harvard, that Bill Clinton, who you know very well, and lots of other friends, really close friends of Jeffrey Summers, should be spoken about.
He can't help himself. Okay, let's Barack Hussein Obama. Now, why do you think he's look, for all of you people out there who are like, oh my gosh, Donald Trump is not racist. This isn't racist. He's not a racist. Where's the evidence? Okay, so when I came on the air, I think it was 2018 or whatever, and I said the president of the United States is racist, and everybody lost their fucking minds. And I said, well, let me explain. Let me give you the proof. Let me give you the evidence of his racism. And then I went down the litany of things, right? And so when folks say Donald Trump is racist, people think like, in order to be racist, you have to be like out there saying the N-word, or you got to sound like a Southerner and you have to say, N-er, you N-word, or that kind of thing. That's not exactly, that is just overt sort of ignorance. But there's a more subtle, calculated, these are just ignorant people. This is more calculated for him to say Barack Hussein Obama. That is otherizing Barack Obama by using his name. And it shows just how much of a small pea brain Donald Trump has, that he thinks that is insulting and that will appeal. He does know that will appeal to that element, that kind of, them N-words, that kind of thing, right? So he knows that will appeal to those people. And so you want to know where the racism is, where the racist part of Donald Trump's personality or being is, it's right in that statement. Because how many times do you say, how often do you say Barack Hussein Obama? Right? But not even as, because people call him, his name is DJ, like he likes to be called DJT, right? And so people will say Donald John Trump or whatever. Rarely. How often do you hear that? Very, very rarely. Very rarely. Now, how often do you hear someone say Barack Hussein Obama? They only say it when they're trying to make a racist point, that he is somehow other, that he is somehow a Muslim, that he is connected to Islam. And you know what that means. So if he's a Muslim, he's an Islam terrorist, right? That's what is happening here. in that little thing right there. So that is the fucking racist part of Donald Trump right there, that statement. And also the small dick energy part as well, because he keeps bringing up Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton is like, I ain't in this. I gave my statement. I told you what happened. Yeah, I did meet with him. We were talking about the foundation. I was on the plane. Even your own people, Donald Trump, are saying, just admit it. Just admit that you were on the plane. Just admit that you were friends. It was the 90s. You were all hanging out. You were all bros. Okay, we get it. That doesn't mean that you did anything that was criminal. But why can't you just admit it? Just say, okay, fine. But you have to keep bringing it. The more you deflect, the more suspicious people become. Okay? And so, my God, I want to get a psychologist on. Producers, keep that in mind. If you guys know a great psychologist out there, let me know, who can talk about Donald Trump's racism, his ego, and his jealousy and envy of Barack Obama. He is so green with envy and jealous of Barack Obama that it just might be the thing that takes him down. It is the thing that's causing people to go, this guy is fucking full of shit. I'm just saying. Keep going.
Because,
Back it up again. I want to hear the Barack Hussein Obama thing again. Just back it up a little bit.
A coup, or they should focus on the fact that Larry Summers from Harvard.
What are you hoping Todd Blanche gets out of his meetings with Ghislaine Maxwell?
Well, I don't know about the meeting. I know it's taking place, and he's a fantastic man. He's a great attorney, and people should really focus on how well the country's doing, or they should focus on the fact that Barack Hussein Obama led a coup, or they should focus on the fact that Larry Summers from Harvard, that Bill Clinton, who you know very well, and lots of other friends, really close friends of Jeffrey Summers, should be spoken about. Because, you know, Jeffrey Epstein should be spoken about. And they should speak about them, because they don't talk about them. They talk about me. I have nothing to do with the guy.
Thou doth protest too much. Or with the doth is, you know, just too like old English. Thou protest too much. Economy of words. Wow, how much protesting. Now, how's this, if you ask me? Let's just say if this was me, and if I was advising, if I were to advise anyone who was dealing with this situation. Look, it is no secret that I knew Jeffrey Epstein. It is no secret that Jeffrey Epstein and I were friends. It is no secret that he was at my wedding. It is no secret, and it should be, that I obviously that I would be mentioned in the files, because I did know him. But I did nothing wrong. And how else would I say this? But I did nothing wrong. And I think that the file should be released, because I know that they will prove it. And so I have nothing to hide. I'm sure you have friends. You don't know exactly what they are doing. And when I found out that he was a creep, I completely broke ties with him. And that was 20 years ago, or whatever it was. So look, let Pam Bondi, as a matter of fact, I say Pam Bondi, release it. Let everybody see what's in there so we can get to the bottom of it, because I know my name is not the only one in there. And if there are other names that are in there, other people who did some things that are nefarious, then I think that should be brought to the light. The American people deserve to know that. I'm a public servant. I work for the American people, and I think they deserve that transparency. So I'm tired of discussing this. All I will say is release the information so that we can move on and get on with the business of the country. How about that? How about that? I mean, am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you think? Can never happen. Is that the last soundbite from him, or is there something new?
That's the last one we have right now.
It's the last one we have of him. Okay. Let me look at my notes, because I want to talk to you about what's happening. Oh, the Ghislaine Maxwell. So they met with Ghislaine Maxwell yesterday, and they're going to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell again today. Okay. And just so you know, they're discussing, Todd Blanche wants to know what Ghislaine Maxwell knows and what Ghislaine Maxwell is trying to accomplish, because she is appealing her sentence. And they want to know, I believe, if they can turn her into a martyr or a victim or someone who is wrongfully been accused and treated. Ghislaine Maxwell was indicted on several counts, including allegations that she enticed a minor to travel to engage in illegal sexual activity, conspired to entice a minor to travel for illegal sexual activity, transported a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, conspired to transport a minor for criminal sexual activity, committed perjury by making false statements during sworn depositions in 2016. These charges focused on conduct from approximately 1994 to 1997, in which she allegedly recruited and groomed girls as young as 14 to bring to Epstein for sexual abuse across multiple locations. Following a month-long jury trial, Maxwell was found guilty of 5 of 6 counts, including this. Just so I'm giving you background, okay? Sex trafficking of a minor, conspiracy to transport minors for sex, perjury. In June of 2022, she was sentenced to 20 years, 240 months in federal prison, along with a valid financial penalty. Okay? So that is Ghislaine Maxwell, the person they are speaking to, and there may be a deal. The walking yesterday, reporters asked the folks who were meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell what went on. This is the walking soundbite, and then we'll play the other one.
There were a lot of questions, and we went all day, and she answered every one of them. She never just said, I'm not going to answer, never declined.
Excuse me. Okay. So they went all day. They asked a bunch of questions and never declined. What kind of questions? What was the subject of those questions? Is she wanting a pardon? Did she say why she's appealing? Did she offer any new information about the case as it relates to Donald Trump or others? Like, there are so many questions. Here he is again, answering questions.
We had a very productive day today with the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, and Ghislaine Maxwell. First, we want to thank the Deputy Attorney General for being so professional with all of us and for meeting with us. He took a full day and asked a lot of questions, and Ms. Maxwell answered every single question. She never stopped, she never invoked a privilege, she never declined to answer. She answered all the questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability. And that's all the comment we're going to have today about the meeting. We don't want to comment about the substance of the meeting for obvious reasons, and we'll go from there. So thank you all so much.
Okay, so there you go. That's allegedly, according to them, what happened with their meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. And then Donald Trump says you should be talking about this, and you should be talking about that, and you should be talking about that. The Wall Street Journal is also reporting that Epstein's birthday book included letters from Bill Clinton, and there was was it Leon Black or someone else? Reportedly, I don't want to make sure I get the names wrong. Okay, I may have that, but I think it was Leon Black. And then the New York Times, questions about the Epstein case that need to be answered. And let's go and look at the New York Times, what they're saying. 9 questions about the Epstein case. And this is Barry Levine, who knows so much about that case. Andy, can you back up a little bit on this article? Okay, can you get a volume? Will we be able to hear this?
No, unfortunately not.
Listen to the article. Let's see what happens. I just want to see it, because
the audio won't come through.
It won't come through. Okay. Because I listened to it this morning as I was preparing for the program. Let's go through a little bit here. Oh, wow. I'm a little bit late with everything. We have Monique waiting, and I haven't gotten to the Candace Owens thing. Let's pop Monique up before we do that. Monique, hi. Hi, good morning, Monique. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind, but I'm talking about this whole Ghislaine Maxwell thing and what have you. So, Monique, stand by because I'm going to bring you in. Maybe you can talk about that, and then we'll talk about Candace Owens. But let me just get this in because I didn't realize how late we are. I'm really late. Stand by. Give me 2 minutes because I want to get a word in from our sponsors this morning. Okay, so here we go. Look. If you're like me, summer is a time that you want to reset. It's a time that you feel strong, clear. You need to feel strong, clear, and control of your body. That's where the sponsor comes in today, the next sponsor, and that is Lean. Support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Lean. Have you heard of Caralluma? Caralluma is an edible cactus from India, and it naturally helps control appetite. It's one of the key ingredients in a smart weight loss supplement called Lean. If you are setting some big summer health goals and you don't want those injections, this might be for you. Doctors who formulated Lean say it is as close as they have come to replicating the benefits of those popular shots. You guys know what I'm talking about. It helps to regulate blood sugar, it curbs cravings, and it supports fat burning by helping your body turn stored fat into energy. No needles, just natural ingredients, real results. And right now, you can get 20% off with code LEMON20, LEMON20. Go to TakeLean.com, TakeLean.com. Use the code LEMON20 at checkout. That's TakeLean.com. And use the code LEMON20 at checkout. And remember, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, and it's not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always check with your medical provider or health provider, okay? All right, so we're heading into the weekend. And you might have plans, cookouts, cocktails, celebrations. Before you raise that glass, listen to this, because support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Z-Biotics. Now, let me put you on to something that helped me more than once, and it is called pre-alcohol from Z-Biotics. It is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic created by scientists to help you wake up feeling good the day after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, your body creates this toxic byproduct in your gut. That's really what causes those rough mornings, okay? It's not like dehydration or any of that. Z-Biotics pre-alcohol helps break that byproduct down before it builds up. You drink one before the fun starts, then you enjoy your night, wine, cocktail, whatever it might be. I've used it myself. I woke up the next day and I feel great, feeling sharp and on point. So before the barbecue, the beer, the beachside glass of wine, the whatever it is, take Z-Biotics, okay? Go to zbiotics.com/lemon. Use the code LEMON at checkout for 15% off your first order, and it is backed by a 100% money-back guarantee. That's zbiotics.com/lemon. Use the code LEMON. Back now to our program. Okay, so while we're here, let's bring in Monique. Monique, good morning. I know I'm springing this on you. What might they be talking to Ghislaine Maxwell about, if you don't mind answering that? Mum's the word. You don't want to say anything?
No, I can't think of any good and appropriate purpose.
Okay.
There's like what it looks like to me, frankly, is that someone very high up in our Justice Department went to personally lean on and secure the continued silence of a potential witness against the President of the United States.
Wow. That's what it looks like.
Because what are they talking about? What are they talking about other than and because they do things right in front of us now, nobody hides anything.
Mm-hmm.
And she has she has been silent, I guess, waiting for the possibility of her getting a pardon, and you can't get a pardon if you speak. So
say that again. You can't get a pardon if you speak.
People say that the reason why she isn't saying anything specific to the current occupant of the White House is because he holds the power to set her free.
Mhm.
And obviously, you can't speak against him or join this narrative and have any hopes of being sprung. So she's got her bargaining position. And now this woman who is fully adjudicated and serving a sentence, the DOJ is going to talk to her. What the hell else they want to talk about? What they want to talk about?
Could this result in a pardon? Because you know they're making out to be a victim now. They're saying there are free Ghislaine Maxwell shirts, you know, that T-shirts and stuff like that.
I am certain that everybody who has something to lose, Don, is well aware on the White House side that a pardon is a bargaining chip, and on her side that her silence is a bargaining chip. And he doesn't have any moral ground or any legal ground that he uses to determine pardons. He just does whatever he wants to do for whatever reasons he wants to do it. Now, this would be problematic in that the base is already eroding on this issue every day that the files are not released. So him pardoning somebody who is a part of all of that and could speak and be transparent and is not speaking and being transparent, I don't know that that's helpful, but it depends on how bad whatever it is in the files is, because he's going to do what is in his own best interest. I do want to remind everyone, though, that none of this really matters one damn bit for him. He cannot face legal consequences for anything, no matter what it is. So this is a political issue for him. This is not a liberty issue. I can't hear you. Is it me?
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
This is a court of public opinion. It is not it's not like a legal court or, a civil or criminal court. This is a court of public opinion. And I think most people in the court of public opinion are like, something you're hiding, even the MAGA folks. So, but you're right, politically, what will it do for him? TBD, to be determined. I want to play this. This is the Speaker of the House speaking on something that, maybe it relates to what you're saying. Here he is. Whether Ghislaine Maxwell is a credible witness or not. Here it is.
I mean, this is a person who's been sentenced to many, many years in prison for terrible, unspeakable conspiratorial acts and acts against innocent young people. I mean, can we trust what she's going to say?
It comes as...
What do you think?
So here's the man who speaks to the president at least once a day, right? First thing in the morning, he gets a call from the president of the United States every day, like the same time of day, and then sometimes speaks again through the day. And his comments after shutting the House of Representatives down early to avoid a vote on it, the next thing he does is come out and try to lay the foundation of a lack of reliability in anything stated by Ghislaine Maxwell. Is there any doubt about what his angle is here?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with him. He doesn't have a dog in this fight unless he's in the papers too. Let me check. Let's find out.
I want to play this because legally this was really and look, this is Michael Wolff, right?
You're muted, Don.
I'm not sure what's going on with my microphone. My microphone is not wanting to cooperate today. You can hear me, right? This is Michael Wolff conveying a story about Marla Maples when Marla Maples, according to him, Michael Wolff, became pregnant with Donald Trump's child. Here it is.
Marla Maples came to Donald Trump and said she was pregnant. He panicked.
and he went to his friend Epstein. Epstein said, she's lying to you. She's just trying to get you to marry her. He ultimately went to the doctor with Marla Maples, and indeed she was pregnant, putting him into a bigger panic. And he went back to Epstein and says, now what do I do? And Trump said, what if I pushed her down the stairs? And Epstein said, well, you could murder her and then you would go to jail. Or perhaps even worse, nothing would happen, but you would have pushed her down the stairs, and when the divorce happens, that would be something she could testify to in court.
I just ask you, Miss Legal Mind, Mrs. Monique Presley, like, what? Who thinks like that? But anyway, what did you think of that statement?
I thought how interesting it is that his first wife died after falling down the stairs. You asked for my mind.
In your opinion.
No, that's what happened.
No, I know it did, but you said you found it interesting. That is the truth. That is actually factual. She did.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
I know that this isn't that people are going to listen to this audio because it's also like podcast, and there's going to be these awkward silences. Whatever blanks.
I think it's an incredible, fascinating conversation, though. All right. One more thing. Look, you sadly, I'm sure in all of this, you know who. Well, let's do Mike Murphy. This is Mike Murphy speaking with Tim Miller. I just want to get to this, and then I'll get to the Candace Owens of it all. Here it is.
I mean, he started out as Mr. Authenticity. Wow, he's an asshole. And he says asshole things, and he's not part of politics. Tell me more. He fired Gilbert Gottfried on The Apprentice. He must be a business genius. And then you could see it in the polling data after he lost. Well, he's a bullshitter and kind of a creep, but he's our bullshitter and our creep, and he's part of the mission, and he's authentic. Now, all of a sudden, it's, well, he's kind of a bullshitter, definitely a creep. And maybe he's been bullshitting us, you know, which is exactly what you say. That's the kryptonite. Wait a minute. He's a politician. Maybe you can't believe everything he says. Maybe there's an agenda here besides the movement, the mission. And, you know, Elon's part of this. Elon's, and who knows with Elon. Tomorrow, Elon could show up in a chicken suit and announce that he's, you know, going to move to a farm. But the guy did spend $300 million last time. And
why would he want to move to a farm if he's in the chicken suit? That'd make him a target, I think.
Thank you,
True. Yeah, he'd wind up in a McDonald's drive-thru in a little box. But he's kind of trying to invent this crypto bro libertarian party, and all this. It's one, to resonate with that group, but two, he's picking spending, which, as you well know, that's been an evergreen issue in the party that we've given away, and that has power to come back outside of Trump, and Trump's a total debt criminal. So yeah, you just, as I say, the turn, you see all these little things, you know, it's like you look outside of the window and all of a sudden once in 8 years, you see a cat chasing a dog down the way. I mean, things are getting a little weird.
It is. And so you can speak to that because you're very politically engaged. I do believe that Mike Murphy is right about that. And I've been saying it, and I think I said it to you. I think that this is the thing that sort of breaks the spell of the MAGA movement. And I think it may be the beginning of the end, that it's not going away, but it just won't be as strong. And then he will be vulnerable and fallible, and people may second guess some of the stuff that he's saying rather than just reflexively supporting him at every single turn.
Yes, because it touches the part of their support for him that was always the most irrational. So we have from January to now an utter failing, which is what I talked about last week on Week with Monique, an utter failing in every other area, right? None of the promises that they made that had to do with bringing prices down, getting rid of inflation, keeping us in peace throughout other parts of the country, making life easier, increasing wages, none of that's happening. The only thing that's happening is they got away with getting these tax cuts, and now poor white folks are figuring out, oh crap, that's me. You don't care about me. So for the ones who did not believe that was going to happen to them, they're waking up on that. And at the same time, the ones who didn't care about any of that except for make me feel better, you get up there, you say every irreverent thing, and you're going to bring down the libs. You're going to take it to the rich billionaire, liberal, progressive people, and they're all in these Epstein files, and you're going to be transparent about it. And now he can't even deliver on that. So it's a combination of things. It's not what he's doing and self-preserving on the Epstein files by itself. And nor is it that people actually care whether he's a pedophile or not. They don't care whether he's a rapist or not. They don't care about any of that stuff. They care that the one thing that they were counting on, he's not even going to deliver.
Okay, Monique, let's get to what you were what we wanted to talk to you about, okay? But don't get mad at me. I just want to get this out of the way so that we can talk about it uninterrupted, all right? So stand by, all right? So support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from 120 Life. Look, this one is personal for me. I have family and friends that deal with high blood pressure. Maybe you do too. It's serious. And I want you to hear this about 120 Life. High blood pressure is a #1 risk factor for death. 1 in 2 adults has it. That is a coin flip, okay? That's your life. 120 Life is a blend of delicious superfruit juices designed to help lower your blood pressure naturally. No prescriptions, no big pharma. It is trusted by doctors and recommended by hundreds of healthcare professionals. You can measure the results yourself at home with a basic blood pressure monitor. It's also helpful for people managing diabetes and other chronic conditions. Right now, you can try 120 Life risk-free. Go to 120life.com, 120life.com. Spelled out 120life.com, and use the code LEMON at checkout and get 20% off. If you don't see lower numbers in 2 weeks, you get a full refund. Again, that's 120life.com and use the code DON. Let me make sure, because I think I missed one of the, did I miss one of the things? I think I missed one of our ads today. Is that right, Nikki, or is that all of them? Was
yes,
it just...
no, there was Chef IQ.
Oh,
Top of the packet.
My favorite. How could I miss the Chef IQ, which is one of my favorites? So support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Chef IQ. You guys know when you're standing over that grill all day, you're like, oh my gosh. So we've all been there, sweating over a hot stove or barbecue tethered to that place, singeing your eyebrows while you're trying to get the steak just right, or the chicken, or whatever it is, or the fish. And then the dinner is served and it's not quite right? And you haven't even spoken to anyone. But those days are gone, because I have the Chef IQ sense now, and I'm ready for the Food Network. I'm telling you, I'm going to be a chef, or I'm already a great cook. Now I'm going to be a chef, okay? Chef IQ is a brilliantly simple cooking sensor that goes into whatever I'm cooking, and it's kind of like a meat thermometer, but wireless and way smarter. Takes the stress out of not knowing if your meat will come out good, okay? So here's what you do. You plug it into your food. You set it for whatever temperature you want. If you want rare, medium rare, well done, or whatever it is, and then it'll ping right to your iPhone or to your smartphone whenever it is ready. You don't have to stand in front of the grill. You can be on your phone. You can be having a cocktail or something with a friend or whatever, and everybody there. It's easy. So it'll send alerts to your phone. So they're having a flash sale right now. You need to jump on this. Summer grilling season is here. Go to Chef IQ Sense. Let Chef IQ Sense make you a grill master during their flash sale. Okay, you're gonna get 15% off. Visit chefiq.com. The promo code is LEMON, LEMON. Again, that's chefiq.com. Promo code LEMON. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. Okay, Monique, let's bring back Monique Presley. Monique, you know what is happening. Candace Owens has been saying forever, she has this conspiracy theory. She's very conspiratorial. By the way, she's a repugnant person. I'm just saying, now let's just be honest here. She has been saying that the First Lady of France, Brigitte Macron, is a man with no evidence, okay? We're just reporting it. I'm giving you the facts of the report, okay? The origins of this rumor trace back to as early as 2021, and Owens began amplifying them publicly in March of 2024. First on X, then via her podcast after she left the Daily Wire. The Macrons say that they sent 3 formal retraction demands, first in December of 2024, finally in July of 2025. That's what we are right now. All ignored before proceeding with this lawsuit as a last resort. Okay? So they're suing Candace Owens now. Brigitte, and this is all the conspiracy. This is the conspiracy world that the MAGA folks have been trafficking in, which got them into this Epstein trouble, which got them into the Pizzagate trouble, which gets them into all kinds of trouble. Now it's Brigitte Macron. She previously sued 2 French women in 2022 for spreading similar claims and initially won, but an appeals court overturned the ruling in 2025. She has since appealed to the court of cassation, France's highest court. Okay, so let's listen to Candace Owens. Do we have her talking about Brigitte Macron? Here it is. Here it is. Go. Let's listen.
You were born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. Figure it out real quick, however you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it, right? That is what discovery is for. We're going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to discovery. I think that we owe that to the world. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, we are revolting against this. We're revolting against the perverts that run the world. And I want to be very clear here. I count you among them. I think you're sick. I think you're disgusting. And I am fully prepared to take on this battle on behalf of the entire world. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. On behalf of the entire world, I will see you in court.
Okay, without a sync, there's nothing we can do. It came in that way. And then I'm going to play, I think it's Steven Crowder. Is that his name? I think that's Steven Crowder, who's going to talk about what they have already done. Would you like to see that before you speak on this, Monique? Okay, let's play it.
Were you then made aware that this was perhaps incorrect? And did you exacerbate it and make it worse? That's what this is going to be about. Candace responded by, you could say, doubling down.
You were born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. Figure it out real quick, however you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine.
Yeah, so here's the problem, and if you read the entire filing, and I read 100-something pages of it last night, they actually already did directly send proof to Candace, said pictures, childhood pictures of Brigitte. They did send evidence of Brigitte's biological motherhood of 3 children. They did send pictures of her first, of her wedding when she was young. And there already is sworn testimony, for example, from the children and from the, I don't know if it's sworn testimony, but the previous husband. So she's now moving goalposts and saying, take a blood test. They did also, by the way, send the birth announcement, not a certificate, but an announcement. So newspaper clippings, pictures, sworn testimony, evidence, and this has all been provided to her for a long time. Now, remember,
this is very dangerous. And the thing is that why does she care so much? And let's just say there's no proof of it. But what if she was trans? How is she a pervert? But anyways, I'm just saying this is disgusting. It's gross. She's a repugnant person. And everyone is saying, I hope she has the day she deserves. But go on.
Well, first of all, it's unfortunate that the Macrons have had to go this far to actually open themselves up to even more scrutiny by having to press the lawsuit. But as we've seen with Prince Harry, as we've seen with some celebrity and public figures here in this country, sometimes the only way to definitively stop this type of treachery is by fighting the fight in court. And it's ridiculously expensive and it is invasive and it is harmful. But that's the only way. And the only defenses that this defendant has, truth is the only defense against this claim. And truth is not on her side. So it's sad, it's disgusting. And I think, Don, that it is just symptomatic of, as you said, a much larger problem and sickness that is prevalent right now in this country, and that is being helmed by people who are ginning up millions of people behind them on absurd matters. Like, as you said, even if what she's saying was true, then what? Who cares?
Who cares? I don't really understand it. And I think like perhaps she's doing this. I think because she's married, she married, I think, into a wealthy family or whatever. So she has resources. But in this world, in a world that we live in where Alex Jones gets $1 billion, I forget what it is, billion or $2 billion judgment against him, and he's still on the air and he still has, I think, his business somehow. Like, what does it, will it even matter? You know, if the Macrons get a couple $100 million or whatever it is from her, not that they need the money, but will it only serve to make her more popular and more of a darling to the conspiracy theory, crazy QAnon type people?
Right. I mean, that's her calculus, right? Because they don't care anything about truth anyway. So a judgment against her showing that what she's saying is false and that she has defamed and libeled this woman and her family, a world leader and their family, that is not going to bring down anybody who's following the Candace Owens type person, because they're not following for truth. They're not following because they care about facts or care about data. They're following, same as we were talking about with the Epstein files. This is about, I have to be worth something. And the way that I'm worth something is by tearing down any semblance of respectability in anybody else who's an other than me. So whether it's trans, whether it's gay, whether it's Black, it doesn't matter. Let's tear down, tear down, tear down. And I don't even want to deal with the level of self-hate and self-loathing that Candace is living with daily as she does these things. I don't know if you know, but we used to appear on Fox together all the time. We were in these head-to-heads, and I have had a lot of conversations with her privately. And I think that what is happening and what she is doing is a shame.
I'm always willing to give people, you know, the benefit of the doubt. I didn't have any real personal interactions with her until I had her on the program when I was doing the streaming thing. Full transparency, like, you know, when you start doing this, like the best way to build is to talk to other streamers or whatever. And YouTube said, why don't you do something with Candace Owens? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know. And so I did an interview with Candace Owens. The weird thing is that we asked her to do the interview, and I'm just going to just be completely factual here. And she, before we ran the interview, she ran it. And then we, you know, contested with YouTube, and they took it down. And then her producer sent me these unhinged emails about calling me, you know, talking about me being gay, and he was a gold star or something gay. And if I wanted to be a big, I don't know, I forget exactly what it was. Like, he used some sort of just homophobic, crazy language, and then threatened. And I was just like, as I said, okay, Candace, all right, I'm glad that you came on. You feel the same, you feel a certain way about things. I don't. But then it just devolved into this thing that it did not have to be. All you have to do is people treat each other with common decency and respect. Monique, if you invited me on your show and you were running it, I'm not going to run your material before you run it. That's just a decent, common thing to do. They couldn't understand that. They're fucking awful people that you don't even want to deal with, and they don't even understand what decency is. And the unhinged emails and insulting, I should publish them, that they sent to my producers. We were like, what the fuck is this? And imagine living in that every single day. That sort of chaos and whatever that is, that when you said the sort of personal whatever it is that she's dealing with, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, wow, I don't live in that. So I don't know what that is. And even if I thought Brigitte Macron was something other than, why do you care?
Yeah.
What does it matter to you in your life? I know
this is the Trump effect, though, Don, don't you think? Because I
think it's sort of symbiotic, if that's the right term, that they both sort of feed on each other. He is a symptom of it, and he also elevates it and traffics in it and promotes it, and she is the imprimatur of this sort of crazy shit.
He released people. There was this acceptance of promotion of say whatever, and you're not going to be held responsible for the whatever that you say. I'm sure you've talked about it, but he just, this week, I mean, he's accused a prior president of treason and sedition from the Oval Office. It's anything that his mouth will say, right? And if he's talking, he's lying. And so all of these people in support of him, one time Candace and I were leaving Fox, and she's very personable, very kind in person. And she'll say flattering, kind things, but she also will just say other things out of her mouth. And she said something about, I can't remember if this person had been president yet or not. She said something about a child of a president that, and just said it in passing. Well, blah, 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 and then this, and then this. And I knew the person. And I knew that it was false. Like, frankly, the person was a client. So I knew that it was false, but I was so stunned by, the fact that it came out like it was gospel. And that is what we're dealing with these people. They will just say things, and it doesn't have to be true. It doesn't matter where they heard it. They're not trying to run it down and prove it. They just know that this is what their following wants, and so they keep it going.
It's really sad when we don't have a shared sense of reality or facts or decency in this country. Candace Owens is repugnant. And some of the people who work for her, I'm sure not everyone, because I didn't have any, I didn't even really have any interaction with any of it. I just read the emails and said, I'm not getting involved in this. You can send them, a reply if you wish, but I'm not getting involved in this. We will go through the proper channels and we'll keep it above board. We'll keep it classy. Right. And it was, we were just like, wow. Now, had I been in proximity, I probably would have said, don't speak to my staff that way, but you never know how litigious people are. You know what I mean? So it's just like craziness. All right, let's just don't deal with them. Move on. Right. Let's just, right. Let's just keep it classy, take the high road, move on. Now, right. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's it. Okay. So listen, just real quick, Monique, I'm going to tell everybody, we're not going to talk about this, but we're going to get Monique back. Perhaps to talk about some of the other things, but this is what we had planned for you. We were going to talk to you about the Florida traffic stop and just show a little bit of that. And I'm going to try to get to that in a later show, but just a little bit of the Florida traffic stop. You saw that, right? Go ahead, Andy, and play it. So you saw this moment, I'm sure.
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
And then we
had that, and then we were going to, but we're going to get to that later, Andy. You can take it down. And then we have this from South Park. I don't know if you saw this. Donald Trump in bed with Satan. We'll get to that a little bit later. And then we had, who else do we have? We have Nick Fuentes, but I want to show that. But this is my favorite, one of my favorite things, and this is what we'll end on. This is Jerome Powell, who's a Fed chair, just fact-checking Donald Trump in real time, and I love it. Play it.
So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1.
3.2.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added
our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building.
Well,
including
no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's
So,
not, it's not new.
So we're going to.
So all I can think of, because this is what, again, a lot of this is just exposing who Donald Trump is, right? So Donald Trump is used to inflating the value of things when he's trying to sell something. Look at how great we are. It's $3 billion. He's like, no, it's too, look how great this apartment is. It's worth $60 billion. And like $60 million. No, it's worth $30 million. So he's, he's used to, and then when he wants to pay taxes on, don't want to pay as much taxes or whatever it is, then he deflates the value so that he can get away with it. This is another, this is more insight into the psyche and how Donald Trump operates as a swindler and a snake oil salesman.
Look at Tim Scott next to him, just lapping it all up.
Oh, Tim Scott was like, yeah, he was like, yeah. Let me see Tim Scott. Tim Scott is just like, I just love you. I just love you.
He's like 3.2.
Oh, great. Oh. Anyway, thanks, Monique.
You're welcome. See you
Final
later.
last word. Thank you for coming on and discussing. You were great, as usual. Are you still vacationing? Are you still in vacation mode?
No, just vacation hair.
So insight into the Monique Don relationship. Monique is like, I'm not going to let this worry me. I'm having a pool day, or I'm too busy. I can't come on. Nope. I'm not in the right head. So headspace.
I'm not letting him do it to me. I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm not.
We'll see you. Have a great day. Have the day you deserve, Monique, which is a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone. All right. So that's it. You saw we had so much to discuss, but we didn't get to it because of the breaking news, because this president does some really crazy things. But so I will tell you, look, make sure if you want to know where to get the hat, you want to know where to get all these things. It is a summer day. You'll need your fan, right? So go check out our merch store. We have all kinds of really great things for you. People stop me on the street. Where can I get that hat? Please send me that hat. What are you going to do? Go to donlemon.com, click on merch. We have all this really, really great fun stuff. Lots of stuff for you for summer. We have popcorn holders. The kids will love that. You will love that. Whenever there's some crazy news, whenever this Epstein thing keeps going with Donald Trump, you'll be able to eat the popcorn and whatever in the lovely popcorn thing that we have, and beach bags, and we have stuff for the dogs. We have this mug that I have right here. There, you see it on your screen. And then for Friday this evening, see that little glass right there? We always have a little something in one of those glasses that we can have a little fun with. So anyway, so go check that out. And also check us out. I want to tell you at City Winery on August 12th, 7:30 p.m. DL and DL, episode 2, backed by popular demand. Don Lemon and DL Hughley tickets are selling out, so make sure that you get them while you can. There's a couple more left, but make sure you get them while you can, and while there's still some good seats. Okay, so go check it out. Go to donlemon.com. You can check all of that out. Okay, so I will just come right back. I just want to play this so that you can go about your day knowing that the people who really supported Donald Trump, even the grandest conspiracy theorists of conspiracy theorists, are now saying Donald Trump is full of shit. Okay, this is Nick Fuentes, and then I will be back just to say goodbye, but I want you to listen to this because this will help you have a good day, because you know that this ain't over yet. Epstein. Here it is.
He's telling Pam Bondi to request these sealed transcripts. Why? He knows he's not going to get them, so he can say, oh, shucks, we tried. That's one. And two, because whatever would be released would be nothing. And whatever comes out, they could say, well, we got our disclosure. We got something else, something new. But it was a punt. It was an attempt to appease the base without actually doing what we're asking him to do. And it makes you think, is there something in those files that we need to be worried about? If you're innocent, then why not release them? If you're so damn innocent, like you insist, then why do you look so fucking guilty? That's what everybody's wondering. If there's nobody else to investigate, if there's nothing interesting in the files, if there are no files, if there's no client list, you're named in them, but apparently it's innocuous, then why not put everybody's minds at ease and just show us? Why do you look so guilty if you really are innocent? And I think it's likely he is, but you just don't know because we haven't seen him. And he lied. So the trust is broken.
See what I mean? When I said the spell is breaking, the trust is broken. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Be informed without being inundated. I'll see you back here at 5 p.m. Eastern time for Lemon Live at 5. In the meantime, turn the TV off. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.